Adventurous kids, explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West Adventurous Kids, learning and fun. Adventurous Kids!
Today I'm going to tell you about Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton was a famous English mathematician, physicist, and astronomer. Newton was a very important person in the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment. He helped us understand how the universe works. Isaac Newton was born on December 25th, 1642, January 4th, 1643, according to the modern calendar, in Woolsthorpe, England. His father, a farmer, who was also named Isaac Newton, had died 3 months before his birth. His mother remarried when Isaac was 3 years old and left young Isaac in the care of his grandparents. In June 1661, Isaac Newton started studying at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge. In 1664, Isaac received a scholarship. This helped pay for his studies for 4 more years until he earned his Master of Arts degree. In August 1665, Isaac got his bachelor's degree. Isaac had to leave Cambridge from 1665 to 1667 because of the Great Plague. He spent these 2 years in study and isolation at his home in Woolsthorpe, developing his theories on calculus, gravity, and the laws of motion. In 1696, Newton became the warden of the Royal Mint in London. The Royal Mint is where all the money in the UK is made. Isaac came to the Royal Mint's rescue when 1 in 10 coins that were circulating at the time was found to be forged money. It's thanks to Newton's hard work and unique vision that Burgess money is so hard to forge even to this day. To recognize his impact, in 2017, the Royal Mint released a unique 50p coin dedicated to Sir Isaac Newton. The special coin was released 375 years after his birth. 1 year after he got his master's degree, in 1672, he became a professor of mathematics at Cambridge until 1701. In 1703, he was elected president of a major scientific group called the Royal Society. In 1705, the Queen of England made him a knight, so he became Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton made many scientific discoveries and inventions throughout his career. He made huge contributions to physics, mathematics, and optics. Here is a list of some of the most important and famous ones. Newton studied how light works. He discovered that a prism can split white light into all the colors of the rainbow. This helped us understand color. He was able to show that objects have color because they reflect light. Newton is probably most famous for discovering gravity. His theory about gravity helped to explain the movements of the planets and the sun. This theory is known today as Newton's law of universal gravitation. Newton's 3 laws of motion are the basis for how we understand movement. They explain how an object's motion is connected to the forces acting on it. Newton invented a reflecting telescope that used a curved mirror to focus light instead of several lenses. This design avoided blurry colors and can magnify things 40 times. Most large telescopes today use a similar design. Newton invented a whole new type of mathematics, which he called FRIESEN. Today we call this math calculus, and it is an important type of math used in advanced engineering and science. In 1687, Newton published his most important work called the Philosophiae Naturalis Mechanica Mathematica, which means mathematical principles of natural philosophy. In this work, he described the 3 laws of motion, as well as the law of universal gravity. This work will go down as one of the most important works in the history of science. It does not only introduce the theory of gravity, but divined the principles of modern physics. Newton himself often told the story that he got the idea for gravity while watching an apple fall from a tree. His story became popular after his niece, Catherine Barton, told it to Voltaire. Voltaire then wrote about it in his book in 1727. While some say the apple story is just a myth, people who knew Newton confirmed that the incident happened. However, they didn't say the apple actually hit his head. Newton died in his sleep in London on March 20, 1727. He had a grand funeral attended by important people like nobles and scientists. He was buried at Westminster Abbey among kings and queens. He was the first scientist to be buried there. Newton's monument, built in 1731, is in Westminster Abbey. It's near his tomb. The monument shows Newton resting on a stone coffin with his elbow on his books. His hand points to a scroll with math designs. Above him is a pyramid and a globe showing stars and a comet. A carving below shows small angles using telescopes and prisms. A statue of Isaac Newton looking at an apple is at the Oxford University Museum of Natural History. A large bronze statue of Isaac is in front of the British Library in London. Another bronze statue of Newton stands in the center of Grantham, where he went to school. Today, he is considered one of the most influential scientists of all time, alongside greats such as Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and Galileo. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Adventurous Kids.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.